Okay, so I drank most of this. Now I'm gonna cook. And by cooking, really, I mean making bruschetta, which has no cooking involved except for the toaster oven, and you have crostinis, which is French for crostinis. Onion. Fresh basil. What else goes in it? Oh, tomatoes. And some delicious crostini bread. So, first things first. Ooh, that looked like hell. Anyways, okay. You want to make sure your basil is clean. And I guess it's good enough, huh? You want to make sure that it's dry. You don't need no water in this stuff. For real. So, what I'll do, 69 cents at the Gun Fresh. I love Gun Fresh. Oh, I mean Sun Fresh. Westport people. Okay. We're going to dry all this off. While this is drying, I will start dicing up my onions. Now, apparently there's all kinds of different bruschetta types. The bruschetta I used to make when I was a cook was just a basic basil, onion, olive oil, salt, pepper, and tomato basil. And you put it on the little crostini, which I always was just brush it with oil, garlic, and for me I'm using garlic powder, and a little bit of salt. I'm not a big salt user, but apparently America likes salt. So what do you do? Okay, now, red onion. I am going to dice it up nice and tiny with my high dollar knife from my set that I don't even know where I got it from. I think Sonia gave it to me, I'm not sure. I'm not really making a lot, so I'm going to dice it extra super small. And since this isn't a chef knife, I'm doing it very carefully as to not cut myself because, like I said, I drank some wine today. I'm not really a big drinker, so half a bottle of wine probably can safely put me in slightly drunk mode, which makes me operating a knife just fine. Whatever. I'm not hammered. Anyways, okay, so I've got it nice and small and really cute. I'm making a lot because I'm not a pig. I am looking for a bowl to put it in and to save stuff like dishes. I'm just going to put it straight in a Tupperware container so that whatever I don't use, I can store. But I'm probably going to eat the shit out of this all night tonight. So I've got my onions. Can you see that? Mmm. Red onions. Mmm. Okay. I'm amazed at how little I'm doing right now. Because I'm going to be really hungry. Now, Now the trick to slicing basil or any kind of leafy thing is you want to use a method that's very, very technical. There's a culinary term for it. There's a manner in which you do it. I don't remember the culinary term for nicely slicing leafed items. Here's some nice dry. Wow. Milky. Oh, all over my computer. What the hell? Fuck you, onion. God damn. Anyways. Milky onion making my life a living hell. I've got 3 nice big thingies here. Yep. So what you want to do is you want to stack them. And then you roll them. And then with a chef's knife, you slice. There's a technical term. I used to know it when I was all cook-like and professional. Okay, rolled. Not a chef's knife. I'm going to treat it like a chef. Ooh. Okay, so unless you really know how to use a knife, just be careful. Fingertips are useful. I learned that once. And this is a serrated knife. This is more for like slicing into things with skins or like a bread. This is not for doing what I'm doing. But you know what? All this food is going to be shit tomorrow anyways. Literally. Okay. So I've got some nice slices of my basil. And I want to chop it up just a little bit more because those are really big leaves, if you didn't notice. I just want to make it to where it's not 18 miles worth of basil getting into my face. Okay, so I've got the basil and the onions. Now I'm going to get my toaster oven ready. Meet Dante. Dante is a dick. And his name is Dante because he's a fucking inferno. Anyways, evil Dante. I'm going to do toast. I'm going to do convection oven because that's fucking awesome. I'm going to keep them on because we'll be ready in just a second. This is a ramekin. It might not actually be a ramekin. This is just a Anchor product that I got. But usually when you have a small dipping sauce item or a holder, container, or a little tiny container in the business industry, it's called a ramekin. Now, I'm not sure what this is technically called, but I'm going to call it a fucking ramekin. I'm going to take this ramekin, and I'm going to put the olive oil in it. Olive oil. That's plenty. Since I'm a budget person, I have garlic powder. And since I also, oh look, there you go. It gets so hot in my apartment that it just turns into one giant solid blob of garlic powder. But I'm going to garlic it. I like it garlicky. And then, since I'm not the biggest fan of salt, I'm just going to use a little bit of salt. And since I am the biggest fan of pepper, I dump pepper. I don't sprinkle pepper. Okay? Garlic, salt, pepper, olive oil. Those are for my crostinis, which is French for crostini. Okay, so now we've got the onions and the basil. I need my olive oil again. Take that out and have it handy. Now I've got the tomato. It's a little one. It's a Roma tomato. It works. It'll do its job. Okay, so the nice thing about having shitty cutlery is that you have shitty cutlery with little serrated teethy things. Cleavage. Cleavage. Anyways, so dicing. And I dice it super tiny small, like I go cray. This is how I do my tomatoes, because this is how I like it. And since I'm feeding my face, that's all that matters. So I shall slice. I'm going to do the whole tomato because I'm really wanting it to be tomatoey today. And I haven't cut myself yet, and I hope I don't. I haven't cut myself in many, many years. The first restaurant job I had, the executive chef failed to tell the sous chef that I had no experience. Well, I did have experience. I mean, I can make a box of Kraft macaroni and cheese like a fucking professional. I'm just saying. But apparently, in a 5-star Italian restaurant, they don't really use Kraft macaroni and cheese. Whatever. Now, I am very sloppily doing this because, well, I don't care. We are not putting the pineapple in the bruschetta. Now, cutting through tomato skins tends to be difficult sometimes. You want to have a nice motion. I've always learned that you just don't force tomato cuts. And if this were not kind of serrated, I would be screwed. I would be murdering the tomatoes, which I've done before in restaurants I've worked in, because we would have either dull knives or I was just learning and had no clue what I was doing. So, I don't care how big they are. Usually you want everything to match, but like I said, after I eat it, it becomes shit. Literally. So who cares about presentation when you are eating by yourself? Not me. Let's get the rest of this. Oh, you know what? You know what's a really good thing to do with stuff like Dante? Oh, it would be plugging it in. And then it'll work. Oh. Okay. So, dicing, 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 ghetto, ghetto, dicing. Do, 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 do. Alright. Whatever. Get all the big pieces that I missed. Okay, so this is like basically enough for an appetizer. I will have to figure out what to do for dinner. So, you've got tomato, basil, onion, a little salt. I don't really like salt that much. Where'd my pepper go? Now, see, I like pepper, so lots more pepper. Then, a little bit of olive oil. Kind of add as you go. Kind of just add enough. You don't want it to be dripping, but you want it to put everything together. You want it to, like, really work. think that's probably enough. That's fucking perfect. For real. For me. Okay. Now onto the crostini. My mom was nice enough to buy me some French bread and slice it in crostini form for me. So, don't drop your crostinis on the floor. Man, I'm spoiled. I'm gonna make a bunch because, well, I'm hungry. I like to eat. I feel like I don't have to explain what I'm doing. Mainly because I'm eating some bread. And all this is stirring. If you can't figure that out, then something's wrong with you. Okay. So, I've got my oil and my salt, pepper, and garlic powder. And I will do this. And if you can't figure out the technical term for what this is, then, well, you suck, and I really have no clue what the technical term for brushing bread is. So you brush, and then you brush, and you brush. And then you put it into Dante. Yeah, there's a dog hair on it, so what? What? Not going in your mouth. Who cares? Only Louis hair. He only eats cat poop. Jeez. Then I will toast the crostini in Dante. Do it, Dante. Do it. We're going to pretend that there was some kind of weird edit cut right there, and I'll be like, fast forward too, but I don't know technology very well. So I'm just going to use a piece of not crostini and show you how to put stuff on top of it. Okay, so my crostini's done. Look at that beautiful toasted crostini with the oil and the salt and the pepper on it. Okay, so then you will just go then you eat it.